Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 40% alcohol Speyside Scotch, single malt Scotch whiskeys. So this is the Glenlivet. This is the older label. I specifically bought it for that reason. They had the older and the new one. I said, I'll just get the classic label. The Glenlivet 12, this company founded in 1829. Green bottle, part of Chivas Brothers. There you go. 1824. Sorry about that. Uh, well, there's a bunch of writing on there about how fabulous it is, as you would expect. 1824. I don't know why I was thinking 29. Oh, you know why? I was thinking about Yingling. I've been drinking Yingling. Okay, so there's a now here's the Glencullen clear glass. Not 1824 on this one, not 2016. So it's only been on the market since 2016. Okay. Age 10 years, obviously. And it's produced for County Line Distillers of Kentucky. And County Line Distillers is part of the Sazerac company. All right. So it's Sazerac. This is a 2021 bottle. It says on the back, 2021 bottle. This one is from 2019. Oh, 2018. Right around the time, right after this, they changed the label to those, like, call them color labels. You know what I'm talking about? Like the turquoise is this, the 12-year, and the baby blue is the, or cobalt blue is the Founders Reserve, and they have the Caribbean Reserve, which is like orange label, but they went to the color code. Craig Swenson says, good morning. Good morning to you, Craig, in Maine. All right. Moisturize the cork. Sam Smalley says, howdy. Ron, thumbs up. Howdy to you. Don't need to pour a lot because, it's a taste challenge, not a consumption challenge. Real hunk of cork. Real hunk of cork. All right. Price. Yeah. We're looking at about $22, $21.99 for the Glencullen. $21.99, about $49.99. 22 times 2 is what, 44, right? So we're talking about over twice the amount. Is it going to be twice in a little older age, 12 years to 10? Always see the Glenlivet 12 on the shelf and wonder whether I should buy it. Well, it's all about what you want to do at $50, it's one of the classics, so there's definitely a reason to buy it. Now, these are both the same shade of gold. They're just straight up gold. like you would expect whiskey to look. Not bourbon whiskey, because that's more like reddish color. Spirits are so expensive here in Australia these days, so it's a risk when spending big dollars. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're from Australia. The Commonwealth of Australia, founded in 1901. BC's Beer Reviews. Oh, BC's Beer Reviews. Regardless of if it's in a bottle or a can, he's going to be reviewing the beer. Good morning to you, BC. So yeah, the United States has cheap. It's tough enough with beer, right? So we got a lot lower prices. Um, like um, like I'm telling you, $22 for the Glencullen. I'm rounding off. $22 and $50. $30 difference. There's no way it's going to be $30 better. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be better, and I'm going to be able to tell it apart, but it's not going to be $30 better. Okay. And it's the same discussion I've had with Canadians, and they'll get irate about it, like upset, defensive, and angry. They'll tell me, well, in the they don't say United States. Wait, how do they say it? Down in the States, that's what they call it, the States. No one here calls it that. But anyway, in the States, you guys don't have good health care like we have. We have free health care. They tell me that. We have free health care. Then they'll turn around and complain to me. Look at all the price. Look at the high prices we pay for beer, wine, and liquor. It's a high price, eh? I'm saying, yeah, it is a high price, but that's to pay for your free health care. It's not free. You're paying for it. They don't seem to understand. If somebody takes $5 out of your left pocket and puts $5 in your right pocket, you haven't made anything. All they did was transfer money around and make it seem like you should realize it's going to cost you. They don't. It's not like the government of Canada has a job, you know. So it can only really confiscate money through taxes, fees, and other things. But I mean, that shouldn't be hard to understand. But some people, they just can't get it. Same thing in England. Oh yeah, in the UK we have free medical care. I said it's not free. All right. But all right. Um, Maybe the government could offer free liquor to everybody, but then the bottles would be 1 ounce and it would be low quality. Okay, you have one choice: bourbon. Nothing's free, says Sam. That's right. But in some people's minds, it is because they don't understand economics. They understand how to yell at people and call people names. That they're good at. But to talk about an issue in an intelligent manner, it's it escapes them. It's all right. This is not escaping me though. Now they both have like that apple skin flavor, apple, sweet, sugar. All whiskey tastes sugary to me. But now let's break it down. Are they peated whiskeys? No, they're not. There's a cost to everything, says BC. And Grant says, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, let's go. All right. So, yeah, this one over here. you get this like bread crust. It's like the crust, and you got a bite to it. It's a bite. It's like it's biting back. It's fighting back. You sip it, and it's nipping at your tongue. Um, Not the smoothest thing. The flavor is good. I gave it a good rating when I did a solo review. But you see, when I do a solo review, I'm doing it in isolation. I'm just sitting down or standing up sometimes, open the bottle and taste it. Okay, fine. And I'll even say this in the solo videos. But when I put it into competition with other Scotch whiskeys, how is it going to hold up? You don't know until you do it. Now, when I started putting this one in competition, the first contest, I got it wrong because I wasn't used to the Glencullen. And then I felt bad about it. But then I said, I got it in my mind. Whatever one is rough and has this kind of harsh bread crust taste, it's going to be the Glencullen. What other ones? The other ones that will be very smooth and have like bread dough flavor and whatnot, that's going to be the competitor. Now this one over here, no bite, no harshness, no harsh bread crust. I mean, there's a little bread crust, but it's a little bit. The main flavor is bread dough and apples. Red apple skins, red apple pulp. Okay, this is very nice. It's just so mild. It's so mellow. So mild, so mellow. So the Glenlivet. Anything worthwhile about the Glencullen? I think there's a lot worthwhile. You might prefer it because you might say, I want something like that, a little rough. I want something that's got character. Something can have character though without being a little rough. All right, so the Glenlivet has character. If people say these are bland, I don't agree with it. They're not bland. They're just different, and they're in a smooth way. Now, if you're looking for smoke, like people say, I don't like Scotch because it got smoke. Well, then drink these because they have no smoke whatsoever. You say, oh, that peat. Ugh, I can't stand it. It tastes like old rotted vegetable matter, organic vegetable compost pile. Ugh, gags me. Well, these don't have that. They have exactly what I just told you. Bread notes, or the crust or the bread dough, and a little apple, like sugar fructose, what is that? Fruit, sugar, whatever. I'm not a scientist. And that's it. So if you've said, oh no, I'm not drinking Scotch because I tried it once and it was smoky and peaty and it made me gag, that's a type of Scotch, but it doesn't apply to these two at all. In no way does it apply. So that's all you're going to get. Bread and a little fruit. No smoke, no peat. Not gonna happen. Not gonna do it. Not gonna die. Not gonna die. I'm telling you right now. And there you go. Simple as that. This is the Glencullen. Oh, I'm shocked. Now I feel bad because that's the that's the doggone Glenlivet. Well, it kind of throws everything off track. Yeah, because I kept saying, all right, all I got to do is look for the rough cut, and then I got the Glencullen. All right, so I'm looking for the rough cut. Honestly, you're going to tell me this is a $50 whiskey and it's not as smooth as the $22. I'm not believing that. But I have to believe it because I'm tasting it. Huh? I know what you're going to say. Well, you did it to yourself because no one made you do blind taste tests. You're choosing to do blind. So you're bringing that risk upon yourself. You want to mix them all up and then try to tell one apart from the other. Don't do it. Just pour them and look at them, and then you'll know which is which, and then you can build on that and be on the safe side, and you don't have the risk of embarrassing yourself on the internet live by not being able to tell the $50 bottle from the $22 bottle. I could do that. A lot of people that I watch on here, they'll do a beer reviews and whiskey taste challenges, and they're looking right. They'll pour, say, I'm pouring this Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, and I'm pouring this other brand Foreign Extra Stout. That's the Guinness. That's the other Foreign Extra Stout. That's 7.5. That's 8. Then they'll taste it. Oh yeah, the Guinness is just as I thought. It's not as good. It's overhyped. It's overrated and so forth. I know my Guinness. I get it. I know it's not that good. Yeah, but my argument is, yeah, but you're looking at them. They're both dark brown, like this shirt, or almost black, and you already know, which is which because you're looking at them. And so there's the danger. The danger there is that this bias is going to play a role. You already said you preferred the other things over Guinness, that you didn't care for Guinness, but now you're going to pour them and look at them and tell me, oh yeah, I know my Guinness. Well, you don't really know if you know it because you haven't done a blind taste test. I'm sitting there talking about, oh, I know Glencullen now. I know. Oh, I know. But I didn't know. Thought I did. But obviously I don't. I have the labels at the bottom of the glass. I know what the labels say. I know which is which. So you saw me look at the label before I poured it, so I was careful. So, yeah, apples, red apples. So did the Glenlivet justify its price point today? Obviously not. Not for me. You say, but that's just for you. That only applies to you. Well, yeah, common sense would tell you that because I can only taste for myself. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, this is how it tastes. And when you drink it, I'm going to impute my tasting ability into your sensibilities. That's not possible. You say metaphysically it is. Oh, really? It is. We dealing but we dealing with practicality. So you taste what you taste, and I'm tasting what I taste, and we may not agree. Doesn't mean we have to be enemies. It just means that people perceive things sometimes differently. And when it comes to flavor, look how many people they love. I like sauerkraut, right? So I'll put sauerkraut on everything. I know other people hate it. They're like, oh, I hate that stuff. I said, all it is like vinegar and cabbage. I say, you like cabbage? Well, yeah. I say, you like vinegar? Oh, yeah, I like vinegar. I say, well, then, it's a vegetable. It's fermented in the thing, and then you eat it. But they just can't get around that, Anyway, let's look at the comments. Let's be honest, there are a lot of peeps on YouTube that lack intelligence. Haha. Well, let me skip over that. But yeah, I absolutely love peat, says Sam Smalley. I like the peaty Scotch too. See, me, I prefer it, but other people don't like it. Grant said, I find Scotch much more enjoyable with one ice cube. Okay. Now you got whiskey snobs will tell you, oh no, you can't do that. You got to drink it the way I'm telling you to drink it. There ain't no room in the whiskey world to drink whiskey the way you want to drink it. It's like pouring beer. They got people tell you, you're not pouring the beer right. And I'd say, why is that? Then they'll say, you got to tilt the glass. And I say, why is that? No answer. I never get an answer. Never. They don't know why they're saying it. They just say, well, everybody does it that way. Okay. Can you tell me why? But they can't. I can tell you why I poured a beer in straight, pour it in straight. I can justify every part of that. I don't get offended. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to avoid your comment. I'm going to tell you this is why I poured in straight. There's a reason. I can defend it. Okay. I'm not touchy about it. You know what touchy is? The real word is tetchy, Tetchy, but everybody calls it touchy. Tetchy, it's like if somebody tells you anything, you like, what do you mean? What are you saying? What do you mean? What are you saying? You insulting me? You got a problem? And it's like, no, I just asked a question. Okay. You're out there doing beer reviews, you are in the public eye, and it's like, please like, comment, and subscribe. Well, of course they're gonna say that. And but then what they really mean is you have to comment and never question me and agree with everything I say. And if you even ask a question in a nice way, or I'm gonna take offense to it. It's like, well, why are you out there? You out there in public. No one made you do YouTube videos, but don't dare ask me a question. I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. Angelo Ziccarelli says, good morning. Do whiskey stones add anything to the drink? People say so. I don't know. I never used one. BC's Beer Reviews. BC's Beer Reviews says, I get that one a lot on the pour. I've been getting it for 12 years, BC. Almost 13. It's the same story every time. Why are you pouring it like that? And I ask the question, what is the problem with that? And I never get a response. I'll discuss it. I'm not avoiding the topic. I'm not offended that they asked. Now, it's aggravating when people don't know how to speak to others. They're like, dude, who taught you how to pour? See, that's like a rude way of speaking, who taught you how to pour? And then you want to come back with like, but you don't feed into that. I'll just say something like I taught myself, because they don't want to really know why you're pouring that way. They just want to start something. And you don't get anywhere with that, Or usually when they start the sentence off with you, Y-O-U, it's going to lead to trouble. Like, because it's, you need to do this. I don't even know who you are. And they'll tell you all these things. You need to do this. You need to do that. And they got an alias name like, Plastic Bucket 19. It's like, well, who is Plastic Bucket? Got no name. Got no face. Out there in the internet telling you what to do. Well, I got my name out here and my face. But they're going to tell you don't have credibility. Oh, yeah, but you do because you hiding behind an alias. You like the Wizard of Oz. I'm going to send Toto after you. Okay, do I do it to not be bloated? See, we're right. That's the reason. Yeah, I totally agree with you, says BC. So we'll discuss it. I even made a whole video why I pour straight in. The straight in pour. Most people liked it. All right, the video. So anyway, back to this. Yeah, it's a failure, and I'm shocked, really. I am actually quite shocked. And in a way, I'm happy because I don't have to sit here and do 10 videos where it's the same story every time. It's rough. It's the Glencullen. It's rough. It's the Glencullen. It's rough. It's the Glencullen. Same thing. Now it's like, I thought I had it right. Maybe these taste challenges will actually be a challenge. And it appears that will be the case. Not with Ardbeg 10. Obviously, that's a Isla Smoky Scotch. If I get that confused, I better just quit doing this. Better give it up, but I ain't going to get it confused. Okay, that's a guarantee. Ain't no way I'm going to confuse an Isla with a Speyside. No, will not happen. All right, but anyway, see y'all in about 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours for Stout Sunday. Get those stouts and porters ready. I got my porter, which is more like a stout, actually. All right, bye-bye.